Hello, I'm Mark Carbonose, Managing Director of the Midwest Minority Think Tank for Public Policy, Leadership, and Service, LLC. This is actually our third session on a flawed visionary, but the second session, or part two of a flawed visionary definition. Today I would like to present part two of the first definition of how I define a flawed visionary. We are concluding the illumination of the definition for a flawed visionary as one having a fault who still has the audacity to predict future events or developments. In other words, one who will not relinquish the fight for justice, liberation, and salvation for all people due to past faults. Our primary focus in this session was centered upon a flawed visionary's assessment of future events or development. Because things have happened to you in the past does not mean that you are blind and cannot see and cannot think. In spite of a flawed visionary's past, solutions to conundrums will always outweigh the negative connotation. A flawed visionary can never give up. He must see the need of the people, do what's necessary, and not let others stand in the way or allow conditions to deteriorate. In this second part, we will look at the word fault from two perspectives. First, we shall take the position of a fault as an unintentional departure from truth or accuracy, an error. Personally, I do not know anyone who has lived on earth who has escaped an encounter with a fault or an error. A fault or an error can alter the course of one's life and the perception others may draw in conclusion about an individual's legacy. We must not allow a fault or an error to paralyze the potential that you have to contribute going forward. Second, a fault may present the state of being held as the cause of something that needs to be set right, a responsibility. Because a flawed visionary has erred in the past does not remove the responsibility of serving others. Regardless of what others may say or what labels others may attempt to assign, a flawed visionary must never compromise the prophetic spirit. You cannot give up knowing that things must change and how they are to change simply because of your past. A flawed visionary has to exemplify the spirit of a prophet who speaks for another or for a group, a spokesperson. Because your past, it does not disqualify you from being a spokesperson. A flawed visionary may have the appearance of the least likely choice to head up anything. The mantle that has befallen a flawed visionary is one of courage. A flawed visionary must tread out a new pathway and walk where very few have trod, even in their dreams. To walk by faith is not merely a religious saying for a flawed visionary. It is the inhale and exhale modus operandi of a servant leader. The opposition may wage a fierce battle to maintain the status quo. Yet, a flawed visionary has to be able to see the conditions or occurrences traceable to a cause. A flawed visionary must possess the fortitude to stand firm and deliver a solution that will not only challenge the existing order, but restructure the existing levels of bureaucracy in order to deliver justice, liberation, and salvation to the imperfect people. A flawed visionary will never hide will never hide behind political correctness or propagandized rhetoric. Instead, a flawed visionary will shun the status quo and take the necessary action steps to implement a solution where others only lament the problem. A flawed visionary will exhibit the faith to see solutions that will unfold for future events or future conditions that shall uplift the impoverished people.